Welcome dear children, welcome to another video session. In this video, we are going to do the summary of chapter 14, Chemical Effects of Electric Current. We have seen the definition of electric current or how electric current is produced. We have also learned to classify substances based on whether they can conduct electricity or not. We have also seen the different effects of electric current in this chapter. Can liquids conduct electricity? Yes, we have seen the answer for that question also. We have seen some of the liquids which are possessing the property of conducting electricity. Next, we have seen electrolysis and one of the application of electrolysis, that is electroplating. So children, let us see the mind map of the chapter. So children, let us see the mind map of the chapter 14, Chemical Effects of Electric Current. So in the first section of the chapter, we have seen the structure of atoms. So children, we all know atoms are the basic units of matter. So in every atom, there is a dense particle at the center of an atom. We call it nucleus. In nucleus, we have generally two particles. They are protons and neutrons. Protons are positive charges, whereas neutrons are neutral in charges. Around the nucleus, there are negatively charged particles called electrons. Number of protons will be always is equal to number of electrons in an atom. So there will be always equal number of protons and electrons. Hence we can say these charges, they will cancel each other. So an atom will be electrically neutral. So when we see the atoms, electrons in an atom, the electrons which are very close to the nucleus, they will be closely held by the nucleus. And those lie in distant orbits or far away orbits from the nucleus, they will be loosely bound to the nucleus. So the electrons which are in the outermost orbits, we can call them free electrons, or they are always less tightly held by the nucleus. So these electrons, the availability of these free electrons in some materials, they are responsible for the conduction of electric current. Yes, so that is how electric current, we have defined electric current next to the structure of atoms. So an electric current is caused by the flow of charges or flow of these electrons. When we say the direction of electric current, the direction of electric current will be always opposite to the direction of flow of electrons, or it will be always the direction of flow of positive charges, we will say. So children, these are the fundamentals of electric current. Next, we have classified substances based on whether they can conduct electricity or not. Substances which can conduct electricity, they are called conductors, whereas substances which does not allow the passage of electricity through them, they are called insulators. We have seen few of the examples for conductors and insulators. Materials like aluminium, copper, iron, etc. they are good conductors of electric current, or they have the presence of free electrons as we have discussed here. Whereas insulators, they don't have this presence of free electrons, or they cannot conduct electricity. For example, plastic, rubber or dry wood, all are examples for insulators. Children, next we have seen the different effects of electric current. We have discussed about the heating effect, magnetic effect and chemical effect of electric current. So first we will discuss the heating effect of electric current. See, when electric current is passed through any conductor, it will become hot, or the current carrying conductor, it will become heat after some time. So this property we will call it heating effect of electric current. For example, if you take your day-to-day life, there are many equipments that will work on or that will make use of this heating effect of electric current. For example, the iron box that you use or the electric kettles, all are examples for this heating effect of electric current. Also the incandescent bulb. If you notice the tungsten filament, it becomes hot red after the current is passed through it. So all these equipments, it uses the heating effect of electric current. Next we have seen the magnetic effect. So a current carrying conductor, it produces a magnetic field around it. We have seen during interactive classes, like the video where we have placed a compass near an electric circuit. So whenever the circuit is turned on or turned off, this compass will deflect, indicating the presence of magnetic field around the electric circuit. And next is the chemical effect. Before going to the chemical effect of electric current, we will discuss about the electrical conductivity of liquids. So children, liquids can conduct electricity or not? We have seen during interactive class the salt solution or the lime juice. We have tested the electrical conductivity for these liquids. So it is the presence of ions, like electrons are there in conductors or solids. Ions, they are mainly present in liquids, or this presence of ions make liquids good conductors of electricity. So based on whether liquids can conduct electricity or not, liquids are classified mainly into two: electrolytes and non-electrolytes. Electrolytes are the liquids which are capable of conducting electricity through it. We have seen few of the examples like salt water or lime juice or the ocean water or sea water, which have lot of impurities. We have discussed the electrical conductivity of water also. Water in its pure form, it is poor conductor of electricity. But when we consider the tap water or even the can water, drinking water, it have the presence of some impurities which will increase its conductivity. Next we have seen the non-electrolytes, the liquids which are not capable of conducting electricity through them. For example, the honey, oil, vinegar, alcohol, all are examples for non-electrolytes. Next, we have discussed the topic electrolysis. So electrolysis is an example of chemical effect of electric current. Electrolysis means the process by which an electrolyte or a liquid conductor will split up into its chemical components when electricity is passed through it. It is called electrolysis. We will see electrolysis in detail. Children, this is a sample of a small electrolytic cell which uses the principle of electrolysis. So in order to set up an electrolytic cell, we need electrolyte, which is a liquid conductor. Then the two metal rods dipped in it, we will call them electrodes, and which is connected to a battery. So when we say this electrodes, one of the electrode, it is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, we will call it anode, whereas the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, we will call it cathode. So when we apply a voltage across this electrodes, what happens is like, you know, in the electrolyte there are presence of positive and negative ions. So all the negative ions of the electrolyte, it will be attracted to the positive electrode, and all the positive ions in the electrolyte, it will be attracted to the negative electrode or the cathode. So the ions which move to the anode or the positive electrode, we will call them anions, and all the positive ions which move to the cathode, we will call them cations. So this is a small arrangement, the entire arrangement of an electrolytic cell. This is used to extract or split up the chemical compounds present in the electrolyte. We have seen the example of electrolysis of water, where we will split up the hydrogen and oxygen atoms present in the water. In the last section of the chapter, we have discussed about electroplating. It is an application of electrolysis. Electroplating is a process by which a desired coating of a particular material is made over another material. This electroplating is generally made in order to protect materials from corrosion. For example, we have seen electroplating of iron. We are coating it with another more stable material. Or we also know gold plated or silver plated ornaments, they are very common, right? So all these are examples for electroplating. They are generally done in order to protect materials or to enhance the appearance of materials, as in the case of ornaments. So children, that is a mind map all about. Dear children, So we have done the summary of chapter 14, chemical effects of electric current. Hope this video helped you to get an overview of the chapter. We'll see you all during interactive sessions. Thank you.